Okay. So YouTube. All right, I think we're live. So on YouTube, should we keep the comments on?
Hey, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, let's just see if people want to ask questions on here. Let me just mute myself on YouTube. Okay. We could see comments and stuff. All right, we're live. Ryan, you want to, so welcome to our live Meet the CEO webinar for this Wednesday afternoon. This is just an opportunity. Everyone's been asking me questions if they can get me on a Zoom and all this stuff. So I figured, you know what, why not just open it up, invite people to ask questions and go from there. So we got our amazing Director of Product Development, Dr. Ryan Goodkin, kind of to moderate today. So Ryan, I'll let you take it away and lead with the questions.
All right, guys, let's get right into it, Ben. Thank you for doing this. I imagine this is probably the first, though. Say we'll do some more of these in the future, I hope, if it goes well. So
yeah, I'd love to do one with you and one with Lisa and one with Nodder. Let everyone get an opportunity to kind of meet all of us.
Agreed. Yeah, super important. We've got a bunch of questions. So what we've compiled a lot from all the feedback we've gotten here. So let's just jump in. Let's see how many we can get through. So Ben, Mr. Ben Glinsky, besides being an awesome visionary leader, who are you, man?
Awesome. Great question. So actually, I'm looking at these comments. They might be a little bit distracting. Can we turn off comments on?
Yeah, sure, buddy. Here, give me 1 sec. I'm just going to do a pop over here.
All right, I'll let you do that and I will answer the question. All right. So who am I? So you know what? I'm just a normal guy. I think, people see me as a successful business person, but the truth is business kind of takes a backseat to a lot of the other things in my life. I think the most important thing in my life is my wife and kids. They get the most of my effort, energy, attention. After that, it goes to fun, exercise, travel, doing things that I enjoy with people that I enjoy. And then after that, gets into business and entrepreneurship, making money and helping others. So that's actually, speaking of helping others, we do a lot of philanthropic things. I don't know what questions are coming up, but maybe we'll get into some of that later in the call. But yeah, that's kind of how I roll, and I don't want that to sound like business isn't priority and you guys as members and affiliates of Livegood aren't priority, because I do put a ton, probably most of my time goes into this, but that's after, I give my family the time that they want. I make it a point to always say yes to my wife and kids anytime they ask me to do anything. And then, I spend a lot of time focused on the business stuff. And I think that helps keep me balanced and actually brings the best out of the business side, when I can focus on that and not have to worry about other things. So good question.
No, I love the answer too. Family first, right? You take care of yourself first, and then therefore you can take care of others. And that's exactly what you do. We love that about you. Ben, I don't know if more questions are going to come up on who you are and family and anything to do with your personal life, but the next question is going to jump right into business. So Ben, are you planning on adding services? Are we looking at things like travel, digital? What are we looking to add as far as new services?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, we've got a huge base of members already just this early in the game. And I think as we get into the millions and millions of members, that is definitely a possibility. But the thing is, a lot of these travel programs are memberships. And I think it's kind of weird to add a membership program on top of a membership program. Maybe we'll do some discount travel programs, maybe some cashback booking type things, just added value for our members. But on the short term, it's definitely not on the priority list. Give us a year or so, see where we are, and it's nothing's out of the question.
Cool. All right, cool. I like how you actually put a kind of a stamp on that as not being on the near term priority list. That's great. Okay. Next question is, are you planning incentives for members, maybe with qualification requirements?
Again, not on the short term priority list. Okay. I think our compensation plan is super generous. I know there are some talks about doing some events, and that is more likely. Not incentivized events, but stuff where we invite all Livegood affiliates and members. But no, we don't have any plans to do any additional incentives for affiliates, even as you achieve rank. I mean, the compensation plan is super, super generous. And I think everything that we're doing is awesome. And quite honestly, there's, we're running pretty lean on margins, and to add, I mean, everything that we add is just, it's tight. So no, it's not in the budget, not in the plans. I'm just going to put a no on that one.
Cool. Okay. Well, look, you did add the crown diamond. Not that that's the same answer, want to be the answer to that question, but we have kind of moved as things have kind of evolved, right? All right. Next question, Ben. Why do you work in the warehouse? Don't you have employees to do that?
That's an awesome question. I love that question. And I hope you guys are going to love the answer. So there's really 3-4 reasons that I do that. Number one, my son, he's 15 years old. He started working there when he was 14, packing boxes, to give him an opportunity to have a job, to make some money. And he does an amazing job. I mean, the kid, we track all the mistakes that people make. Sometimes we'll forget a product. Sometimes we'll put in the wrong product. I mean, anytime there's humans involved and we're sending out thousands and thousands of orders, there's going to be a few mistakes. My son, it's crazy. He makes like none. So that's awesome. But I enjoy, spending time with him, and especially, in a new situation, work environment. And anytime I get the opportunity to do it without embarrassing him, or, having, just being able to hang with them is, so that's number one reason to be able to hang with my son. But the other reasons are, I think, even more important. And number one is, I like being able to see how things are running in our business, in our facility. I like seeing our employees. I like meeting our employees, getting to know them on a deeper level. And I have the opportunity to talk to them. I always buy them lunch on Saturdays when I'm in there, so we can talk and, just learn about them, their families, where they came from, what they like, what drives them. And I think that's important, to have a good relationship with your employees. And I think at the same time, it motivates the employees to want to do a good job if they see that you care about them, and we genuinely care. And Ryan's the same way. He gets in there and packs boxes when we need them. And the third reason is, I like to be able to find any inefficiencies, things we're doing right, things we're doing wrong. If we're doing something right, I like to encourage that and promote it, and say, recognize that Lee, our awesome warehouse manager, is killing it. And if there's, inefficiencies or things that I think we can improve on, I let them know. So those are really I thought there was one more, but yeah, that's why I work in the warehouse. It's that's the other one. And I like, and I mean, Ryan was in there the other day just killing it. I mean, this guy went through probably 100 orders in like an hour and a half. And I love that. I love that, Ryan and I are probably the hardest workers in the warehouse when we're in there packing boxes. And then as soon as he finished his list, his stack of orders, he jumps right into breaking down boxes, taking out the trash. And so we like to lead by example and show our employees, hey, we care about this place. And hopefully that'll, encourage them to care and work as hard as they can for us.
Man, I love seeing that question, because like the things you just said, I'm also in there. The other day I came home. So the second part to your thing, you're building morale, but you're leading by example. And I love that about you. Good job. The other part, I came home and I was telling Lisa, I said, so many benefits of being in there. Not that you can't run reports on things and see the trends, but you're actually seeing the orders. You're seeing where they're going. There's a lot you can learn from the business, Ben. I 100% agree with you on that. Good job on that. Okay, awesome. Let's move on. Next question. A lot of people think Livegood is too good to be true. What part of Livegood would you consider to be most misunderstood? Or in other words, why do people feel that way?
That's an interesting question. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think probably because it's different, it's unique, it's something that's never been done before. A lot of companies have great products, but they're selling them for 50, 60, $80, and we're selling them for 18, 20, 24. And it's hard for people to, I guess, grasp how we're doing that. And when so I mean, those companies, especially the network marketing companies, because there's some other companies like Organifi who create some great products, and why they sell them for 60, $70, probably because they can get it, because there's not really competition for them until now. And I think that we're going to change a lot of things and kind of require a lot of companies to do things a little bit differently. And I think competition is good. And I welcome competition. I think anything that helps the end consumer, the buyer, the little guy, the person who's making the purchase, consuming the products, to help them be able to save money and get a high quality product, get value. Value is really the key word right now, is important. So, yeah, I mean, it's new, it's different, it's unique, and that's probably why it's misunderstood, but it's definitely real. We have the most amazing high quality products, and we make them available for a few dollars above cost, so you guys can actually get them, get benefit from them, and have success, both physically and financially with it.
Yeah, and you're right. There's probably a lot of examples in the marketplace where companies are first to the mainstream market. Yeti coolers comes to mind, right? Now there's a lot of Yeti-like coolers out there for much lower price points, and Organifi might be one of those type of companies. So, but you did mention something. You mentioned something about price points. So how is it possible that we can have such high quality products at such affordable prices from a business perspective?
I mean, right. So again, you look at network marketing companies, and in order to have a compensation plan that pays out what these companies are paying out, 50, 60% in a lot of companies, you make a product for $10 and you're selling it for 60, you pay out half of that, you're at, $30 minus 10, the company's got to have a little bit of profit in there. And a lot of these companies have a lot of overhead. They've got a lot of corporate employees. They have a big corporate office. And the company needs to make money. And so that's, so the way we do it, again, is a little bit different. Instead, it's almost like we're pooling our money together to buy these products in bulk, the highest quality. I mean, Ryan formulates them. He does not skimp on ingredients, on quality, on manufacturing, really on anything, so that we could create these amazing products and sell them for lower prices than everyone else. And still, we have enough of a profit margin in there to keep the company healthy, and to allow you guys to get the products that you need and to save people money. And then on the membership side, there's a little bit of profit in there as well to run the company. And so again, we run on very thin margins. I mean, right now we've got about 600,000 users as of, about 8 months in since we've launched this power line and compensation plan. And that's not, and we're ordering a ton of inventory. So the company, from a profit loss perspective on selling the product, depending on your accounting practices, and this is all numbers stuff, in some accounting practices, it looks like we're making a little bit of money. Some it looks like we're losing because we're spending more on inventory. But it's really not going to be until we get to 1 million, 2 million members that the company is that Ryan and I and Nader and Lisa get to really take out some good profits. And that's not to say, the company isn't healthy now. It absolutely is. And, we're geared, we're ready to scale for the long term. And the inventory we have, I mean, you guys look at we got 2 warehouses packed with inventory and more on the way. So we're ready to grow, we're ready to scale. And that's how we roll. We work on low profit margins. I mean, look, so a lot of companies, I mean, they brag about having 100 corporate employees. We have like 6 customer service people and like 8 warehouse packers. I mean, that's our staff. Our entire operating cost is under $100,000 a month, which is very low compared to most companies out there. And so, scalability and just the way that we run on thin margins, but still profitably, I think is something that most companies don't do. And I think something that a lot of companies should try to focus on more. And a lot of that is also because us as a corporate staff, we take on a lot of responsibility ourselves. We do a lot of stuff instead of paying other people to do it, but that's just how we roll.
Good, man. All right, great. Good answer. So a few months ago, Ben, you posted a video about the compensation plan. I think it has thousands and thousands of views. There's a question here that says, is there any possibility of the compensation plan being changed?
That's a good question. So anytime you change a compensation plan, unless you're just straight adding to it, you're always, if you change something, you're going to help some people and you're going to hurt some people. And we don't like to do that. We don't like the second part of that. You don't want to take money out of people's pockets. So it's very unlikely. I mean, nothing is ever for sure. There's a chance, as the company becomes more and more profitable, as we continue to grow, that maybe we can add another rank or put a little bit more money in the comp plan, or maybe, keep the product prices the same if the costs come down and be able to pay out a little. I don't know. I'm not telling you we're doing any of that stuff. It's also possible, but very unlikely, that we change some things in the long term. So I would say most likely no, there won't be any changes, but 5 years down the road, you never know what could happen. Regulations, changes, requirements. It's just time. You got to keep up with trends, timing, everything that's happening in the economy. We don't know where we're going to be as a world in 5 years. So, anything is possible, but in the short term, no.
Okay, thank you. A great question, poignant question. It's awfully broad, so you can go wherever you want with this one. But guys, get your notebooks out, take notes. Ben, what is the secret to success?
Ooh, good one. Okay, so